What's going on, gangsters? Welcome to the update. Oh yeah, it's been a little while and I've been a few different places. Of course, if you haven't recognized or watched my last so many videos, we did go out of town to Gatlinburg, Tennessee and did a few things down there. And then I went to a Goodwill or two, found a few things. I didn't really videotape that, but I'm going to show you what I bought and a few things from a flea market or two before that. And a few things from Larry's at Welcome Back Collectibles, and a few things that I just found at another Goodwill on the way up to Maryland. Yeah, I came back for a week and then I took off and went off for another 3 or 4 day weekend for the 4th of July for to meet, well, not really to meet, I already know him. Shoot, what the hell am I talking about? To go see Jen's dad and her brother and her stepmom. They all live up there in Maryland. So what should I talk about first? Probably the oldest stuff. We're going to go through some VHS here I found at Pipestem Flea Market. First is the Blair Witch. Now this ain't nothing special to really have on, like, you know, VHS or anything, but I do have the Curse of the Blair Witch, and wanted to get this one. Scary as hell. I haven't seen this in years. I couldn't really remember a whole lot about it, but the backup's got a little sticker that says property of Brian Taylor and Richard Bishop. That's funny. Found that 50 cents. I also picked this up. I don't have it on DVD or Blu-ray or anything. It's American Werewolf in London. There's the back of that. That's a classic from the 80s. It used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. And Jen found this. This was a different time that we went to Pipestem, I believe, or I think it, yeah, this was from Pipestem. It's been so long, I mean, it's been almost a month. She picked up Willow. I've never even seen this. That's crazy to say, but I haven't. And she's like, get it. I looked it up online on Blu-ray's going kind of high for this, so I said, why not, 50 cents. And she picked up two DVDs too. This Mel Gibson, The Patriot, which I've never seen this. I have to check it out eventually. And she picked this up too, never seen it. Memoirs of a Geisha, whatever you say. I think Geisha. Yeah, this was a Blockbuster rental at one time. So that was from some flea markets and stuff. Some things that I bought at Larry's just a few days ago before I went back out of town to Maryland, like I said, to see Jen's family. And I seen Larry posted some stuff, and I looked through his VHS, and I told him to hold me back some VHS, and then I finally went and bought them when I was past that way working. And one of them, I have the second and third one, and I really wanted the original one to go along with the trilogy, and that's Sleepaway Camp. Here's the side and the back. So that was a good deal on that one. And these other two are part of a trilogy. I like to find the third one. These are these MGM book boxes or whatever you want to call them. This is Enter the Ninja. This is a Canon film. Love these movies growing up. And like I said, book box, it opens like that. And the second one is called Revenge of the Ninja, which this is probably my, well, this and the third one. There's another one called Ninja 3, The Domination. It's got the chick from Breaking in it. These open up too. So I'd love to find that. I got these two off of them too, and there's the back. So this one's in better shape than the first one, but they're still pretty damn good. And online they go for a lot more than what I gave him. So I was psyched. Let's see, when we was in Gatlinburg, I stopped at a Goodwill, I think next to the last day, and I picked up a few VHS there. This one, Bronson, Programmed to Kill, Someone Behind the Door. Yeah, I've never heard of this, never seen it. Decided to go ahead and pick it up real cheap. There's the back of it. Someone Behind the Door. Never heard of this one, but Bronson Kicks Ass, so I picked it up, 50 cents. The other two tapes I found there, she found one of them, and I found the other. It's the Best of Thunder and Destruction, NFL's Hardest Hits. You know me and the NFL films, I gotta pick these up. I already watched this. This is pretty good. And this is basically, I think, from 92, yeah, 1992, so everything is before that. And the one she found was a True Value tape. It was funny, but it was actually pretty good. NFL films, Quarterbacks on Quarterbacks. And this basically talking to the quarterbacks from 95 and showing, you know, the quarterbacks from, well, before 95. And it's funny because they're talking to the quarterbacks about other quarterbacks. And at that time, a lot of them said the best quarterback at that time and maybe of all time would have been Drew Bledsoe. And that's funny because in 95 he was doing pretty good. But by 2001 we know who took over in the Patriots. And now they're calling him the greatest. So this was pretty cool, NFL films. And then we was just recently out of town in up near Maryland, Fairmont. We stopped off in Fairmont, West Virginia, and they had a new Goodwill there. It was pretty nice and had a lot of stuff. And these were only 10 cents. And this is Last Chance Miracles. This is Sports Illustrated video. That's looks like that's the catch there, Dwight Clark, I believe his name was. So I haven't watched these yet. I just got back today, so and this is 40 minutes. And there's the back. Somebody's writing on it. Somebody wrote their damn name on it. I hate when people do that shit, but it's got a little bit of everything, it looks like. And then, psyched to find this one. This one's from 1996 video yearbook. The Pittsburgh Steelers from 96. Of course, they did go to the Super Bowl that year, and they lost to the Dallas Cowboys. But it's got all the scores on it back there and everything. So that's really cool. I have to check that out eventually, because she got me back into football here in the last 2 years, watching the Pittsburgh Steelers. And next up, we're going to go show you the CDs. Okay, let's find these CDs. Okay, this is a few weeks back at the flea market. Pipe stem when I got the VHS that I told you about earlier. These are some CDs that I picked up for $1. This is En Vogue 3. You remember En Vogue, never going to get it, never going to get it. Well, this one don't have that song on it, but En Vogue. Boop, 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 boop. You know how that goes. Then picked up Snoop Dogg Presents the East Sides. I think G'd Up. This is just a single, street and clean version, instrumental and acapella. You know, that's pretty cool. It's got a bunch. It's like a single, really. Then I found this one too, Hootie and the Blowfish, Fairweather Johnson. You remember old Hootie, don't you? His name's not Hootie, but anyway, the band's name's Hootie. There's the back of it. Not much to that. Didn't really find no other CDs there. But then here, when we just went out of town, the Goodwill that we went to in Fairmont, I found some CDs. Dollar piece. Genesis, Invisible Touch. Great album from the 80s. Damn thing's mint. Don't have a mark on it. When I seen it, I had to get it. There's the back of it. It's got Invisible Touch, of course, Land of Confusion, and Tonight, Tonight, Tonight. I don't know if I remember that song, but cool band from the 80s. Everybody knows Genesis, Phil Collins. Gotta get it. Then I bought these. These are like compilations. I always seen these on TV, but never got them. Time Life Music, 1964's classic rock. Damn, my nose is always itching. Every time I get on camera, it's stuff. There's like 25 songs on here. There's a bunch of different stuff from 1964. For $1, I go ahead and picked it up. And they also had 1965. So, had to get that. And I think there's a 22 on this one. Bunch of different stuff from the 60s. I like a little bit of everything, gangsters, when it comes to music. I mean, I've listened to stuff all the way back to the 30s. And then the last one that I found there was Simply the Best, Tina Turner's Greatest Hits. I know I just recently picked up Private Dancer's vinyl, but this has We Don't Need Another Hero on it from Mad Max 3, and I wanted to get that song. And it has a few other good songs on it. It's got the 90s version of what was that? Nutbush City Limits. So Tina Turner. I mean, 80s straight up, buddy, right there. Tina Turner's the best. And even into the 90s. I don't know what she's doing now. I think she's still alive. She is. She's probably pretty old. But damn, she had legs that would kick the shit out of you, buddy. That woman looked like she's 7 foot tall when she was on damn screen, or stage, I meant. I don't know why I said screen. But anyway, the other CDs is once I got to where I was going in Maryland, we call her Nene. That's Jen's stepmom. She had a flea market or a yard sale that she was just finishing up. And she had some CDs in a box, and it said $6, well, no, it said $1 a piece, or 5 for 6. Does that make any sense? Or 6 for 5. It was 6 for 5. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about. So I started looking through them, and I grabbed out my money to give her, and she said, no, family's free, so just take it. And I'm like, sweet. So I got me some John Cougar Mellencamp. This is the Lonesome Jubilee. You can't beat free, buddy. There's Paper in Fire was on this one. I don't really know. Cherry Bomb's on here too, yeah. So that one. Plus another one, John Mellencamp, Dance Naked. And this one's got, what was that song on here that was real big? Trying to think. Well, maybe there wasn't a big song on this one, but I remember the cover for some reason. I know a lot of his songs, but just don't know the damn names of them. And then this one right here is just called John Mellencamp. He's changed his name. He was John Cougar at one time. And he's John Cougar Mellencamp. And then back to just John Mellencamp. So this is one of them. And this is the one I remember. This is John Cougar Mellencamp. And this is from the 80s. And this has a lot of good stuff on it. This is Scarecrow. And of course it's got Small Towns on here. And like I said, the rest of the songs, I would know if I heard them. I just don't know the damn names of a lot of them. But this is a pretty good album. And then, of course, she had some Eric Clapton and B.B. King, Riding with the King. This was pretty cool. I remember this when this came out. Heard a few songs off of it. And then she had some classic 80s. Look at this, Def Leppard, Hysteria. I was like, as soon as I seen it, that's the first one I grabbed. And, you know, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Rocket, Women, Armageddon, Love Bites. I mean, they had some great hits. Everybody knows Def Leppard. And the last one, a little bit of bluesy and pop all together, Tracy Chapman's New Beginning. And the biggest song on here was that Give Me One Reason. And she, you know, the album before this, she had the Fast Car or whatever, and everybody thought she was done. But this was a pretty good album, too. And that's all my CDs, and DVDs, and VHS for this update. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of stuff spanned over a lot of time there, and a lot of different places been to. But I'm finally going to settle down for a little while now and take a break. Do you believe that? I hope so. The bad thing is going out in the summertime and you see some deals, you want to get some stuff, so I don't know. Till next time.